this idea of technology being the leaders pretty much of every market rally since the financial crisis emergence has led some to question whether or not this time could be different, or is it the same? I wonder if you are seeing some signs of life given that massive sell-off that we've seen in blue chip tech stocks over the last week.
I mean, tech stocks were the leader on the way up, and they are the leader on the way down. And so, I think one of the things to look at here is that these stocks have been up so much, and they're not all down, right? You have names like Apple that's actually up a little bit year over year, and that's a huge difference from, peers like Meta that, Mark Zuckerberg personally has lost $100 billion off of his net worth this year alone. And so, I think that some of these tech names are going to have to get creative to sort of get a shot in the arm. I think it's time to think about what do they do to drive newness, right? And are they right as public company stocks? So, Snap might be a company that, they're facing so many headwinds. They might be a company that's not public forever. They might be, the next to go of the take private targets like user testing and Twitter. And so, I think that we're going to see a lot of different solutions to this problem, but certainly most of the large cap tech stocks are going to need to figure out something different because this has just not been their year.
So, I mean, Rocco, Sarah brings up a great point, and it's one that we've kind of spoken at length about over the course of the last several months and maybe even years, that Apple seems to be, at least in some ways, that safe haven trade for a lot of folks out there, right? And even this past week with tech volatility, it acted in the same way. I wonder, from your expert side of things covering companies like this, can you tell us why Apple versus the others? What's the difference, and what do you think is the prospect for many of these tech names vis-a-vis what happened with Apple over this past week?
Yeah, I mean, I agree on putting Apple in that spotlight, right? Because what they have shown compared to the other is a focus on profitability. So they can squeeze literally pennies out of every iPhone, producer or supplier of certain parts. That's helping them. While, if you look at Meta or Google, on the side, they all have never really experienced a downturn like this. In 08, 09, they have been still very small companies. With respect to Google, you still have, opportunity to squeeze margin, right? Shift budgets from the network business more onto its own sites. Call Apple's bluff potentially on search. They're paying them $7 to $8 billion on an annual basis. Then you have Meta on the other side, who is not able to do that. They are shifting more and more of their consumption time into Reels, which is monetizing at lower CPMs, as it is more brand versus direct response advertising. And at the same time, as we all are aware, Mark Zuckerberg is not scaling back on its ambitions around the metaverse. And here's the biggest problem that actually kicks in. And you think back about, like how Android or iOS were built on existing technology. Think about like Nokia and Palm and all these guys putting a lot of work into building that kind of infrastructure. Or think about search, that was just built on the existing World Wide Web. Zuckerberg now has to kind of like build the metaverse, build the infrastructure, build user behaviors around that. And that is tricky and costs a lot more money on aggregate than what it has cost to build something like iOS or Android.
Sarah, I guess the interesting part about this discussion is whether or not many of these fundamental points about why there is weakness out there because of the money that some of these companies, Meta specifically, will have to spend in the coming months and years versus what the valuations are right now. I mean, Alphabet, the parent company of Google, has already lost a third of its value over the past year. It's been even worse for Meta, which is now down 70% in that time. How much lower could some of these names go before they become attractive from a fundamental basis?
This is not a monolith we're looking at, right? So with something like Meta, it is very, very low, but I'm still scared to touch it because I just think that until the metaverse, stops being the core focus of the business, it's going to be a rough ride. I mean, I would go as far to say that Meta needs to start considering, what might it look like to do something like spin out WhatsApp, right? And say, hey, this could be a standalone company and get some leverage for investors there. I think that, the PayPal and eBay example years ago prove it's possible. So, Meta is a company that I'm unfortunately just still not bullish on. Whereas, Amazon, I don't think Amazon's going out of business. I don't think Microsoft's going out of business. These are big, complex businesses that you can't really replace as an enterprise user. And so if you sell on Amazon, you don't want Amazon to go out of business, even though you might be mad at them from time to time. If you use Microsoft Office, you don't want them to go out of business. If you use Azure, you're going to keep paying them. So, I want to see Microsoft go a little bit lower, but I'm certainly still, bullish that there is a buy opportunity there. Whereas, some of these social media companies, Meta, Pinterest, names like Snap, I'm not ready to touch.
All right, so Rocco, you're an analyst who covers many of these names for a living. It's your job to have favorites, buys versus sells versus neutrals. So what is it that's compelling to you right now? Where is the best opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Sarah is saying, especially around Microsoft. If you think about the metaverse and what that actually means, it's still unclear to a large extent. But if you think about Microsoft, like closing the deal with Activision, getting closer with Netflix, like be that a partnership or a future acquisition potential. Thinking about what they do on the B2B side with LinkedIn and Teams and so on. And potentially, let's see what's actually happening with TikTok, as we're all aware that the data actually, or the algorithm, is touching Chinese server infrastructure. There's a good chance that either TikTok, is going to be blocked in the US, or, has to fire sale that business to someone like Microsoft, or again, to what Sarah, initially said, like Snap could be a potential acquisition target for Microsoft as well. Putting all of that together, you have potentially the better metaverse than what Facebook can actually be building. And I guess there, alongside Apple on the profitability side, are your topics.